Hello and welcome to tonight's show.
Hello and welcome to episode 232 of On the Bench, podcast for scale modelers by scale modelers, all about scale models. OTB couldn't be where it is without the wonderful and generous support of all of our Patreon supporters. You too can help support the show. Simply go to www.patreon.com/onthebench and pledge any amount from as little as $1 per month. Your support helps us with our hosting and production costs and are greatly appreciated by the team. Every paid Patreon supporter gets an OTB sticker and goes into the draw for the magnificent Patreon Wheel of Fortune. Okay, got a great show for you today, so let's get on with it. But first, before we do, we are proud to be sponsored by Scale Model Supply, so let's have a listen to what Scott has to say.
Are you looking for top quality paints for your next project? Then look no further than the Scale Modeler Supply. Hi, I'm Scott, and as a passionate modeler myself, I've spent years creating the SMS product range, designing them specifically with a scale modeler in mind. We've worked extensively to develop our acrylic lacquer paint range to not only be airbrush ready straight out of the bottle, but also to be very easy to use so that anyone of any skill level can create professional results with minimal effort. Just give the bottle a good shake, pour into your airbrush and spray at 15 psi. So dive into your next project with confidence, knowing that you're backed by one of the finest hobby paints on the market. Head over to our website scalemodeler.com.au to check out our full range and to find your closest retailer.
And hello and welcome to the show. And in the studio I've got Ian.
G'day Dave, g'day Julian, g'day everyone else.
And I've got Julian.
Yep, I'm here.
Both of you guys are late this morning.
Oh, mate, I was, 2 or 3 minutes late?
No. You're normally here at 9:15 on the dot. It was about...
Technically, we're usually earlier than that.
It was kissing 9:30 by the time you got in.
Yeah, I know. I slept in.
And Julian as well. You were late as well this morning.
Yeah. I had the works. I slept in. I got stuck behind people who, were twiddling on their phones, perhaps, while two sets of lights go by.
Yeah.
I got stuck behind groups of cyclists.
And there's poor me in the kitchen stressing over the bacon's going to get too burnt.
One person, I swear, they must have had their foot on the brake all the way down the road. They were that slow. I got stuck behind a ute that had its entire tray filled up with bread. And it hadn't been secured, so they were driving really slow so it didn't blow away.
God's sake.
It takes all kinds. Yep.
It's ridiculous.
So Ian, how you been?
Oh, same old, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, some wise person decided to give, don't know how it happened, but Mum's now got a bell.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, what's a ding-a-ling-a-ling? Since she's held up with a broken foot. Yeah. It's been fun. So, yeah, not much happened on mine.
At least she's not calling you Belvedere yet.
Yeah, well, give it time. Give it time, mate.
So she just sits there, ding, 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 and you've got to come running and...
Yeah, help her out with something, walk her around or get her something to eat or drink. Yeah, joys. But you do what you got to do for family, mate.
Yeah, I guess you do. I guess you do.
But how's the big news from Qatari?
The Bolton Paul Defiance.
Yes.
I know, that came out of nowhere.
No, 30-second scale Bolton Paul
What
Defiance.
the heck?
You know what?
Yep.
I think you could have picked almost any other subject that's better than that.
I don't know. I reckon it's a cool... Look,
I have
wasn't
never
the best-
understood
it
your
wasn't-
generation's fascination with that absolute turd of a plane.
it looks good.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It's goofy.
No, it does look good.
It does look good.
Yeah, it was flawed, but it looked good.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, it's one of those things that some generations just don't get.
You know what? This is one of those things where, like, Airfix back in the day came out with some model of it, and every kid got it because it was the cheapest or something like that.
Because it looked good.
It doesn't look
It
good,
does
though.
look good.
It doesn't have any forward-facing guns.
Who cares? It looks like a single seat fighter, but with a freaking Lancaster ball turret on the back of it.
Yeah, that's not cool to me.
Nah, it is cool. You know how cool it is, Julian? Do you want to know how cool it is?
Not very.
It is because I pre-ordered one.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. The Ragwing Hurricane and Battle of Britain Spitfire.
You did you ordered all three at once?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Geez, you're keen.
Oh, they're nice kids.
When are you going to build them?
Well, when I got a freaking model room, I will. Give it time.
It's all right. Like, yeah, one day you'll add up the cost of all these kits that you've been buying, and it'll equate to having a model room.
Yeah, exactly. See? You know how I'm thinking.
Yeah. He's just a collector these days.
I am, yes.
Why don't you sell off part of your stash and then use it to buy a model
Because he's
room?
a collector. He's a collector. That's why.
Everything I've bought, I have the intention of building. Whether or not I actually will build it or not is another thing. But I do have the intention of building it.
The intention is there.
Yes.
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Oh, the flesh is, yeah. Oh, yeah, I suppose you got a point there at the moment.
Well, that's
My life at the moment, I just don't have time.
Gosh. Julian, what's been happening in your world?
Just tinkering away on the various things that I've got going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cars.
The Suzuki, Suzuki Jimny. I burned through through the blue paint, so I have to sort of touch it up, lay down a bit more clear.
Yep.
I think what's happened is like I must have run out of clear or something because one side's clearly got more clear on it than the other.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that's what's happened. Yeah. So I've got that to do. I've got the interior to paint. Jeez, the interior's a pain in the ass. The interior is like black, blue to match the bodywork, silver because it was the 1980s, and then it's got like some smaller little trim pieces that are sort of a dark grey. It's so stupid. Like, why can't I just spray this thing all black? You know, like all the 70s cars are. All the interior black as the ace of spades. Let me just get out my rattle can of
black painting.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do normally.
Yep.
I'm not going to paint multiple shades of black. You can't see that thing through the windows.
No, if you can't, why do it?
Exactly. The most color I'll add is like maybe some small silver trim type stuff or on the inside, or maybe like the brown wooden steering wheel kind of thing.
Yep.
Normally, but this bloody 80s cars. At least it's not like one of those Porsches or the Volkswagen Golfs where they got like the. I would have to put decals for tartan print. The Golf GTIs have the bloody print on tartan style print on the seats.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's an extra step, isn't it?
Decal, wouldn't you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
It depends. It has to be in the right print, doesn't it?
Who's going to pull you up on the tartan being out of scale?
No. I'm not, like the different colours and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, guess so.
You can do it. It's just going to be a long, arduous masking job, as for different stages.
Yeah, do it freehand.
Not worth.
Learn how to paint with a brush.
Well, look at Dave. He's very antagonistic today.
Well, speaking of antagonistic, Dave, how's the Moosearoo Cup going?
Moosearoo Cup has been moving at the station, so it's ready. It's ready for decaling now.
Nice. Well, you're running out of time, mate.
I know.
It's the last day of the month.
I know. It's going to be done by 14th or 12th of March or something like that. So it'll be ready. So today and tomorrow is Moosearoo Cup build for me. As I said, I've got to do decaling today, then clear cut it and just assemble it, and bang, it's done.
Cool. Have you done the interior yet?
Yeah, interior's got done ages ago.
Oh, okay.
Yep, so it's all ready to go.
Wheels?
Yeah, wheels are done. Yep. Okay. So I've just got to put them on. And, so just decaling and clear coat and assemble.
Cool.
and then photograph.
Does your thing have coloured bumpers or chrome bumpers?
I know I made my bumpers black.
Okay.
Yeah, I think from memory. The front bumper's black, and there's a splash of yellow there somewhere. But I couldn't be bothered to chrome it and all that. It didn't suit what I was going for.
Okay.
So
I'm not judging.
mind you, I'm looking at some of the other guys, what they've posted, and some cracking builds out there.
Oh, yeah, it usually is in this competition.
Yeah, well,
You're up against the best of the best, Dave.
I'll just be glad to actually get across the finish line.
Get it done, yes, true.
But modelling mojo's back in other news, which is really good. And
Excellent.
I'm going to say thanks to everybody who reached out about when I sort of broached the subject about looking after your health and going and get tested and everything. I've had a lot of responses to that and people saying,
Health is
great.
wealth, as they say.
Very true. Very true. And I'm fighting fit. So it's good.
Excellent.
Nice, awake and alert and interested and keen to get involved. And no, it's really good.
Nice.
Speaking of keen to get involved, coming up soon, we have the 48 and 48, which kicks off on Friday the 20th of March in Australia at 19:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So don't forget to go and be part of that. Now, I'm actually on duty that weekend, so I've made a commitment that I'll pop in where and when I can during the weekend. Unfortunately, Ian, you're not going to be able to make it.
No, it's my first year. I can't do anything.
And Julian doesn't know how to work a laptop, so he certainly won't be there. But again, it's fantastic weekend. There's going to be some really brilliant stuff up for auction. And for those who have been living under a rock and have no idea about what it is, it's the one weekend of the year where you have to build a 48 scale model in 48 hours. Although it doesn't have to be 48 scale anymore.
No.
It can be whatever scale you want.
Yep.
You got 48 hours to build it. There's lots of live streams so you can
Interact with
other modelers, some well-known people from around the world. And also there's some fantastic auctions that go off to give you an opportunity to buy something really cool.
Yes.
And Models for Heroes, all that money goes towards the charity, which is Models for Heroes, and that goes to supporting returned veterans and first responders.
Yeah.
So it's a very worthy sort of cause and charity. So as I said, I won't be there the whole weekend. I'll just be there when I can. But our mate John Marley will be very capable of running.
Everson.
And Craig Everson will be there.
Yep.
They're quite...
and our contingency from New Zealand.
Yeah, the New Zealanders.
Yep.
Our East Island friends.
Yep.
All right.
So that's at 48-48.org.
Yep. So just go along there and click on donate, sign up to it. It'll be, as I said, sensational. It's always good fun.
Yeah.
And
the 3 years that I was involved, I absolutely had a ball. It was a lot of fun.
Last year I spent an outrageous amount of money for a model. It was the P8 Poseidon I bought, and going with it was a challenge coin, and I really wanted the challenge coin, so I think I bid up to about $250 for this model.
Yep.
But I don't mind. I mean, the money's going to a good cause.
That's
so,
right. Yes.
So I got a challenge coin I've never been able to get my hands on, and I was very happy chappy.
Yeah. Very cool.
I still haven't built it yet.
One day.
Yeah, one day. I don't want to end up like you, Ian, being a collector. I'm going to continue on being a builder.
Good on you.
Shall we have a look at listener mail, which is pretty thin, I've got to say. But before we go on to listener mail, let's do a quick announcement about a model show that is coming up. And I just got to call... there's a couple of model shows actually I want to talk about. First one is on the 14th and 15th of March, which is the same weekend as Models for Heroes. It's actually a train and hobby show at Sandown Racecourse in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Entry is $10 per person, with kids under the age of are free. And there's also an all hobbies trades show there as well. So that's $5 per person to get into and have a look at. So 4th to 15th of March, Saturday 10 a.m. through to 5 p.m, Sunday 10 a.m. through to 4 p.m, Sandown Racecourse at Gate 2, Princess Highway, Springvale, Victoria. The next show that I want to have a quick talk about comes from Jamie E. Adamson, who writes in that IPMS Houston presents Model Mania 2026, which is going to be at the Stafford Center in Stafford, Texas. Their theme for 2026 is Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas. Sorry. Apparently, if I sing that song while I'm in Texas, I'll get beaten up, apparently.
Well, don't blame you. Don't blame him.
Well,
I thought it was just for singing.
no, well,
that too.
it could be that too. Who knows?
God dang foreigners.
So the 2026 theme is Texas, which means very wide open. So anything with related to Texas you can put into that category. And of course, they're in their third year of their gold, silver, bronze. So go and check them out. IPMS Houston, Model Mania 2026.
And where is it?
I said at the Stafford Center
That's
in
right.
Stafford, Texas.
Cool.
So it should be a great weekend for those who.
Are in the area or willing to do a bit of travelling?
Yeah, indeed. Alrighty then. Mail's a bit thin this week. I'll have to get you guys to start writing in a bit more. But the first one we have comes from Trevor Hutchison. He writes in, "Hi benches, I need your help. I've developed a compulsion to build 1/24th scale cars, specifically 90s rally cars.
Nice.
Even Dave's regular Musaru carry-on has not deterred me. More car content, please." Emphatically, no.
Yes.
That's not happening.
Yeah, well, it says who?
It says me.
Well, you ain't the boss of me, mate.
Well, we've got Julian sitting here.
That's right.
He throws his 10 cents worth in.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Gosh.
There's nothing wrong with car models, dude.
No, there's not, except that they're crappy.
No, they're not.
They.
You just got a shitty attitude towards them, man.
I'm just saying that.
It's discrimination is what it
It
is.
is.
No.
Yeah,
This is what it
yeah.
is. All right, this is what it is. I acknowledge and fully believe, and I'll die on a mountain saying this, that car modelers are hard done by. The amount of decent kits out there is absolutely appalling. Appalling, I'm telling you.
You know, yes, but also it just depends on your interests. If you want to build American stuff, absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty thin.
AMT.
Yeah.
Occupy a big chunk of that.
AMT,
And
Ertl, then you got the old Johan.
Monogram.
yeah, but if you're building
Monogram,
Japanese cars, for the
Revell.
most part, it's pretty good.
Yeah, but most of the modelling world
If you're
does.
building European cars, then
You get
yeah,
Revell.
Also,
You get Revell to do the European stuff.
And Heller.
But there's still nowhere near like if you're building armour or aircraft, for example. You don't. Where's your Qatari of the
I
car
think
modelling world?
part of the problem is that for the most part, like you know how like in aircraft you've got like your popular subjects,
Yep.
like your P-51s and your Spitfires and
Yeah,
such.
yeah.
And in armor you've got your Shermans and your
Tigers
and your
Panthers.
Tigers and
Yeah,
Pan-
yeah.
yeah. There are always alternative kits for those. Like every manufacturer does a Spitfire, every manufacturer does a Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
Same for tanks. But in cars, no one steps on each other's toes, really.
Yeah.
There's usually only one manufacturer for any given car. Like if you want to build a Ferrari Testarossa or something like that, it's like Fujimi or whatever it is, whoever happens to do it. They've got it and no one else is doing it.
But here's my thing. A bad armour model kit can turn out to be a good model. A bad car kit, unless you're really good, is going to be a bad model.
Yeah, that tends to be true, but you know, certainly the skills that you would need to improve on such a kit have to be much higher because you're dealing with things that are quite small. You know, like you're dealing with like trims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trims and window frames and other really hard to grasp decals that have to be all faired in perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. Like at least with the plane, every part of this, there is no sort of, like most of the plane is just going to be all smooth and a uniform surface.
Yeah.
Right. And with tanks, it's just nice flat square edges and things like that. You know, you might get like a Sherman with like a cast hull, but you know, you can just
T-62 with a bubble turret.
yeah, like there are ways around these sort of things, but with cars, it's the margin for error is so much more minute. You know.
Well, car models are hard done by. They've got a load of poor kits out there, and they've got me.
Like for example, right. One thing that sometimes you often see on car models is the window, is the A-pillar.
Yep.
And where that meets the front window and the side windows is not so well taken care of.
Yes.
And could you perhaps use a bit more definition? And generally speaking, I try not to touch that area too much because I can only make it worse. And sure, I could like get out, like say a chisel or something and start sort of like making it a bit more defined, but I don't have confidence in my skills to do so because that's it's often not flat. It's actually a curved deal. And if you try running a flat edge tool up and down that, it's just going to make it out of shape. But I've seen Kenji do it because he's a wizard.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, let's see. Let's read on and see what Trevor's problems are. So his problem, he says, it's been a couple of years now. I haven't actually finished a single build. Life commitments, which always come first.
Correct.
Plus a completely unrealistic quest for accuracy keeps stalling the efforts. Meanwhile, I'm watching these incredible online builds, such as Kenji's plastic models on YouTube, Scale Car's online workbench, and John Chung's ridiculous space shuttle project.
Yeah, that thing's insane.
They've unfortunately motivated me to go harder and not to settle. So knowing the only thing that works for me is the fear of a looming deadline, allow me to use your public forum to declare that I will enter my first ever competition at the Australian Model Expo in June 2026 with my hopefully finished Lancer Evo 3 rally car. That should do it. Perhaps I'll see you at Expo. I'm curious what actually gets you guys to the finish line with your builds, and keep up the good pod work, and thanks for the reminder. I need to get my bloods done. That's from Trevor.
Well,
Well, first of all, if he's doing a public announcement like that to pin himself to a deadline, how about put a bit of a bet on it, Trev? Hey?
Jeez.
What do you reckon?
What are you doing?
Well, I want to motivate him.
Well, he's motivated. I reckon. Just do it.
So if he doesn't finish, he owes us all a sherbet.
A sherbet.
And if he does finish, I will sing his praises on the podcast. How's that?
You're going to have to up your bet.
Yeah, he's been a bit cheap.
What do you mean? All right, okay.
Cheap.
If he does finish, I will give him a challenge coin.
Oh, there you go, Trevor.
There you go, Trevor.
There you go. Motivation.
If that model is on the show table in June 2026, you'll get an OTB coin, challenge coin. And if it's not, you owe us each a beer.
What actually gets your builds across the finish line? Well, I think being attached to a modelling community where you actually meet and show people what you currently work on can be pretty good for that.
That's a very good point.
You know, if you're in a model club, or if you're going to shows like he's sort of suggested, or if you happen to be on a podcast like us, it's kind of painful to rock up every meeting and go, yeah, haven't done much.
Yeah, it is, Julian.
Yeah, go ahead. How's that going for you?
Exactly.
I don't feel the pressure of it so much anymore, but I definitely used to, because I would feel like going to our club meetings that it's like, oh, really? I'm going to show up and I've got nothing to show for it.
You very rarely build at club meetings anymore.
Huh?
You haven't brought anything to build at a club meeting in a long time.
Yeah, that's right. That's because I've gotten lazier.
Yeah.
And
you need B12 supplements.
And also that was back in the days when I used to build planes and tanks and things, right? So there aren't with cars. There's a lot of things that require a decent amount of finesse and good lighting, and I'm let's say that I'm doing the cleanup, right? I'm pretty careful about how I clean up the car bodies because I don't. The thing that I hate the most is when you lay down that first layer of primer and you see all the little bloody dags and things around the edges.
Yeah.
You know, from the molding process where you got that seam line that runs all the way around the car.
Yep.
And like you'll be painting the overhang, where it comes down at the bottom of the car, where it's got like the cutouts for the wheels. You'll be going around there, and you'll spot it. You'll spot that bloody dag, and you're like, God.
Julian, do you ever, like, with your first undercoat, right? Say you're running a black a grey undercoat.
Yeah.
Do you ever, like, once you put that on there and it dries, haze over some black and then wet sand the whole thing?
Nah, I never do that sort of
thing. Because that's a great way of picking low spots and imperfections.
Yeah. What you're doing is the same thing they do on real cars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So just
guide
again,
coats.
you're doing what?
So
you got your grey undercoat.
Yep.
And then over the top of the grey undercoat, you mist on some black paint.
Yeah.
You're not doing full coverage.
Right.
You're just basically just misting on black.
Yeah.
And then what you do then is you wet sand the whole kit.
Right.
And what that does is any low spots end up being like black blobs.
Ah.
Same as imperfections.
Yep.
Will show up with the black, and that way you can track every single imperfection in the body, rather than just having to put up the light and turn it and go, I think there's something there. This way, it glares at you.
Yeah, so
that's what they do in the automotive trade anyway. Well, when I was a kid anyway, they used to do that.
They still do that. Yeah, it's called a guide coat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, basically you do like a sort of patchy looking like layer of black over it.
Yeah.
And then when you start sanding, like some areas will disappear, which are your high spots, and the low areas will stay the same. And you'll know that that's an area you need to target with some, say, automotive body filler type stuff, or
maybe even a little
more
paint,
sanding,
or a bit more undercoat, because most of the stuff would be pretty shallow.
Yeah, it's for like unifying like the actual like sort of shape to perfection.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go, Trev.
It's cool, and it'll definitely like for model kits, it'll take care of like sink marks and things like that, especially shallow ones. But yeah, generally speaking, I don't necessarily.
Yeah, because nothing worse than like finishing your kit off and having a look at it, and it looks really good, and all of a sudden one day you look at it at a different angle, and there's like this little divot.
I would potentially do that on a crappy kit.
Yeah,
but I don't usually build crappy kits.
Fair enough.
There you go, Trev. Looking forward to seeing your Lancer Evo 3 rally car. I'm even more excited about getting a free beer because I know you won't be able to make it.
Yes. Nice. There you go. He's put the challenge out.
Andrew Haas has written in and says, Haas. You say tomato, I say tomato. Andrew Haas has written in and says, G'day, Podfather. Pod Uncle 1 and Pod Uncle 2.
B1, B2.
I haven't bothered you guys in a while, so I figured now is a time for a lengthy email. There's a couple of things I want to go over. First of all the podcasts have been very good in talking about mental health and the benefits of our hobby provides in that respect. You have shared stories with us how OTB podcasts literally saved some individual listeners' lives and how they've personally thanked you, which is really personal stuff. However, our physical health hasn't really been a topic besides the safety precautions regarding drinking lacquer thinners and sniffing glue. So I was very glad to hear you are resting your health back in order, Dave. Your message to listeners to get checked out, do their bloods, watch what they eat, exercise, etc. was excellent. I'm quite lucky that my profession requires regular fitness checks and medicals to monitor my health. Yes, I need to lose weight and exercise more, but that monitoring has helped me keep on top of my health, much like what you guys talked about. So thanks for sharing that, mate. Righto, on to another topic. The interview with Steve and Nathan in the last episode was very interesting. I used Steve's system as a rookie judge at the New South Wales show, Illawarra, last year, and it worked really well. It's got a lot of potential, and Steve's done a really excellent job. So speaking of the New South Wales show, on behalf of my club, the Illawarra Plastic Modelers Association, I'd like to invite everyone to the 2026 New South Wales Scale Model Show. It will be held on the weekend of the 23rd and 24th at the Illawarra...
May.
In May.
Yep.
at the Illawarra Sports Stadiums, which is Fred Finch Park, Hooker Creek Road, Berkeley, New South Wales. You can go to www.nswscalemodelshow.com for more details and early details such as subjects for this year's Panzer Tracks and Airfix Cup. Further details to come, including how to enter, etc. So get building. I hope to see you all there. Right, that's all from me. Happy modelling and keep up the good work, gents. Cheers and regards. That's from Greg from The Gong.
Greg?
Andrew from The
How
Gong.
the hell did you get Greg out of
I
Andrew?
saw G for The Gong and my brain automatically went to the word Greg. That's Andrew Haas from The Gong.
From Wollongong.
Yeah. Well, I'm really surprised about that email because he writes in that his profession requires regular fitness checks and checkups and everything. I've met the guy in person and you wouldn't think so.
Dude.
That's a huge burn.
No, that's a big burn.
No, mate, good on you. That's thanks for writing in and actually mentioning that. It is really important, and I'm making light of it and having a bit of a joke at your expense, which is completely inappropriate. But it's very true. We do need to really get on top of this sort of stuff as we are an ageing population.
We are.
And we want to be around to build these super ginormous stashes that we've been
accumulating, yes.
Isn't that right, Ian?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm like a bowerbird.
That's right. I mean, I do want to see all of our fellow modelers stick around longer and finish their kits.
Indeed.
Yep.
Well, that's it for mail. Of course, if you want to send us an email, you can send it to onthebench64@gmail.com. That address again, onthebench64@gmail.com. We love hearing from you, so please write in and send us an email. And now we come to that wonderful part of the show, the Patreon Wheel of Fortune.
Ooh.
Give it a quick spin, and we'll see. And I'm giving away another challenge coin.
Oh, okay.
I think we're down to single digits now, so it's getting very close to how many are left. And the winner is Greg Williams. Greg, I will reach out to you.
Congratulations, mate.
Yep. And organise to get that sent out to you. All of our paid Patreon supporters automatically go into the Patreon Wheel of Fortune, so that's another reason for going and checking us out at Patreon.com/onthebench.
Yes.
All right. I think we've got a great little chat coming up, so we'll have a shiny short break and then we'll dive straight into it and have a chat with Matt. Be back soon. Certainly in the last, I want to say 5-8 years, there's been some significant changes with our hobby. We've seen the manufacturing coming from the traditional sort of manufacturers to the desktop.
And the technical age.
Yeah, exactly like. So things like 3D printing, for example, and I mean...
Laser cut vinyl discs.
Laser cutting, cutting out your own... not decal sheets, but
the vinyl.
The vinyl and all that sort of stuff.
Vinyl masks, yeah.
CNC machines are now sort of coming to desktop.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, isn't it?
So, but also laser as well. So laser's been in, and recently a good friend of ours from the club has used reviewed a laser and done a laser print on a coin, which just looks sensational. But I came across something recently, and I thought, oh, there's a new way of doing it that I hadn't perhaps seen before or understood. So what it is, it's essentially, I want to call it doing decals by laser. And the guy who sort of has done this and posted some pictures is Matthew Williams. And I've got him on the line now to join the show to talk all about it. Matthew, how you going?
Hey, g'day, fellas. Yeah, doing well.
Using a laser to make decals directly onto your model.
Yeah, it was kind of a happy accident, to be honest. I picked up a laser just after New Year's during the sales, and I got it predominantly to do my own masking. So I sort of got to a stage where my cry cut could only go so small. And so picked up a laser to do that, as well as some plaque making.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And in that process, I was trying to get a white text onto a black surface. So this is back before I knew actually how to do it.
Yep.
So I had some spare white acrylic lying around, and I sprayed black over it, and it etched quite nicely. And then it wasn't really until the other week I was like, oh, well, seeing as how the laser actually works, I think I could do this right on the model. And so I did. So I painted up a couple of tests and managed to etch the decals or the images right onto the model without damaging the plastic.
I'm absolutely
Awesome,
gobsmacked how it looks. It looks like, for all intents and purposes, it's either been painted on, which I guess when you sort of step back to the process, it has. But it certainly outshines any sort of decals. And paint on One Man Army's recently been doing some sensational stuff where you can
the stencils,
where you can get them and use them, and so you can use paint on instead of having to use decals, and that's been extremely successful. And but this seems like a different way. So you said it's a happy accident, but let's take a step back and just talk a bit more about the process and the actual laser system that you've got.
Yeah, so I've just got it's just a typical sort of hobby laser. There's a million different brands of them that are sort of coming in about the same price as a 3D printer sort of thing. So the process itself. So inside it, again, I'm no scientist. So if there are any out there that are just screaming at me for getting some of the terminology wrong, I apologize. But yeah, essentially what it is that inside is a blue diode laser. It's about 5 watt. And what happens is that this type of laser, the darker the paint, the more energy it absorbs when it's etching onto the plastic. So the idea is that darker colors will come off with lower power, and lighter colors require more power. So what I do is that I do an undercoat or just a straight prime of white that essentially acts like a firewall. Then you can paint your colors over top of that, and then setting the laser to a low power but high speed, you essentially just burn off that top layer, and it doesn't go through the white underneath or any lighter color underneath. So you're just testing and adjusting, and then you've got to really commit. It's not like a decal where you can sort of test and adjust until you're happy with the positioning. You've got to sort of just bite the bullet, commit, and then etch straight into the top layer of paint, and then it's done in seconds.
So just to rephrase what you've said, you've done an undercoat on the model, and you put your top coat on. You're just burning off that top coat to produce the picture or the of what you want, and obviously that's something you've uploaded to the laser itself.
Yeah, so it's works similar to how a 3D printer, I guess, would work. Is you have your software on your laptop connected into your device, so the laser, and it works sort of like kind of Photoshop-ish. Like it's very simple. You can import your own images, make your own images, text, and all that, and then what you do is you just pass it through to the laser, and then it shoots it straight on.
So you've done this on one of your Maschinen Krieger models?
Yes. So I did a couple of tests on some spare tanks that I had lying around. And then for this particular MAK model, I was going for a like an old workshop sort of farm machinery, and wanted to put some, I guess, sort of advertisements on it, like Bob's Towing you can see on the old tow trucks.
Yeah.
So this is like looks like I guess a pinstriped handwritten plant hire sort of advertisement on the side of it. Yeah.
The fidelity of it is really quite high. Have you experimented to see sort of like if you're going to do like a stencil type thing, like do not stand here, or sort of stuff you see on all sorts of aircraft and tanks and stuff like that? Have you gone down to see how small you can make that lettering and still sort of make it come out?
I haven't done any tests per se, apart from the fine line work on the on that image that I uploaded to Facebook. So that's probably the finest I've gone. Which, oh, and it's got to be maybe a tenth of a millimeter in terms of like the detail you can get.
So
How fine the line you can do.
So on those scroll works and all the fiddles in the corner of the sign,
filigree work.
Yeah, that is quite fine. So I reckon you could even use, you know, like warning signs and stuff like that on models. So
I'm sure that it could do as small as you would want it.
yeah,
Because I mean, we've already you know, how the question is like how good are your eyes?
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what it comes down to, really. Yeah. There's no resolution per se on the spec sheet, so yeah, I can't really compare it to say printers or whatnot. But man, it's got to be as fine as a hair.
So do you have to set the parts a certain distance from the laser for it to work, or is there and if you do, how do you sort of set the model part up to be actually etched or lasered?
Yes. Yeah, so this one has a really simple focus, which is basically like a scroll wheel on the side of the machine. It shoots out two sort of indication lights. So there's a red and a blue, and you just adjust the height until those are overlapping each other. And then you can fix your model however you want. So this one I think I propped up with blue tack and paddle pop sticks to get it to sort of the as flat as I could to where the laser was coming from. Ran the focus, which took a couple of seconds, and then hit print. Oh, laser.
On the part you're doing, it's not a flat part, so obviously it can work on a sort of compound sort of part. Have you tried to see how far you can go with that? Like I'm thinking on the side of a fuselage or you know another curved surface. I'm just wondering how far you can go before you get out of register with the laser burning off that paint.
Yeah, in terms of I guess angles that are running against a laser, I'm not really sure, but yeah, as I have seen that as you do it over more curved surfaces, it will warp the image. So you got to think of the image being, say, projected downwards onto a surface. So if it's curved, as long as the I guess image is in range, it'll etch it, but you will get some warping because again, you're trying to put a flat image onto a curved surface.
Yeah.
The laser itself doesn't have compensation built in, but you can change it yourself in the editing software. So you can warp the image. It'll take some testing and adjusting, but essentially what you would do is pre-warp the image, and then once it's projected onto that curved surface, it'll compensate, and you should get your image back to being more square. But in terms of how far I can go, I haven't gone that far yet.
The image we're looking at, and this will be posted in the show notes on our OTB page as well, so you can actually have a look at these pictures and get a better idea what we're actually talking about. So on the one that you've done, you've obviously painted the model in a white, or the lower paint is a white, and then you've gone over the top with like an aqua. Have you tested it with different paints, like black basing the model and say putting a yellow or a red on top of that, and then trying to etch through the red or the yellow?
Yes, I have. Yeah. So part of the calibration that you get with the machine is you can generate different kinds of matrices. So say your vertical side of your panel will be your power, and then your horizontal could be your speed in which you do your laser. So I generated one of those to put over some more test pieces where I went different layers of paint. So going from lightest to darkest, I pretty much went white, yellow, red, dark blue, and black. And then I ran the laser over the matrix so you could see it step through its different powers and speeds to see what colors had come up. And it worked to some degree. This is all still acrylic, just Vallejo acrylic. So the paint's not really that tough. So results will vary, I guess, if you're using a more tough sort of paint. But yeah, I had reasonable success. You could see the other colors coming through at different powers and speeds. So the yellow was very faint, but also I think the laser itself might affect the actual yellow and burn it a bit. So you could see the yellow, the reds came through real nice, and then the blue and the blacks, we're just there, really to, I guess, the normal sort of eye. You can't really pick much difference between the blue and the black. They all sort of burn off at the same. But it'd just be a matter of testing. If I go a lighter blue, it may be easy to find that sweet spot, because it's all just about juggling the laser's power and speed to how it affects the paint underneath. So,
well, how it affects the paint on top.
Yeah. And where it stops underneath. So yeah, it's possible. It can be done. The results are still quite. It's almost easier just to etch it with the white back and then sort of paint it. If you also run a couple of more layers over it, it will etch into the plastic as well.
Right.
So you could technically also use oil washes and fill those valleys and etches out to fill up the text itself as well.
I am.
So yeah,
it'd take a bit of experiment. So you'd have to sort of sit down and run through all the colours, and then sort of dial in your laser for intensity and time for each individual colour to get your results. And like you mentioned as well, you use Vallejo, so you'd have to also test it against other paints as well, and also have a going through and do all that testing as well to make sure that. Because I'm sure that it would work different on enamels as it would on acrylics, as it would on lacquers.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Stronger sort of paints and all that will react differently. Some may burn and give cool effects, and some will just come straight off. Then you've also got to deal with thickness as well. So that'll also affect how what level power you need, as well as the speed and how many passes you do. So yeah, a lot of variables to juggle, but I think using that calibration matrix over a bunch of different surfaces, I think you could get some pretty interesting results pretty quickly to use in whatever you want to use it for.
Yeah, I think the thickness of the layers of paint would also be a factor, because like for example, Vallejo would probably be one of the thicker types of paint that you could use.
Well, I guess it depends how you spray it on. That's what sort of would lead to the thickness of it on your model.
I mean, like with a lacquer, you could get really, really thin.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a good quality one that has really high pigmentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be for decals either. So you can burn in textures. So I've used it to burn in really fine wood grain onto paddle pop sticks. So I know it sort of seems a bit funny and back to front, because just scratch it with some a wire brush and dig in. But using the laser, you can burn in really intricate knots as well as text. So I made like little wooden signs that would have knots or snapped branches sort of hanging off, but then clear chiseled text at a level that I wouldn't be able to get to with a razor, and just burns it straight in. Easy, done, couple of seconds, and then just lay your paint over top.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there much of a learning curve using the laser, or is it pretty simple?
Oh, very simple. Well, this is coming from my background, I guess. I do more 3D printing. So compared to 3D printing, it's a lot more simple.
Yeah.
You do have more considerations when it comes to safety, because different plastics and different paints have various levels of toxicity. So there are some plastics and materials that you want to completely avoid, but it is really super simple if you can sort of work your way around how to use the software that comes with it, which again it's super simple. It's really just a couple of icons on the side to drop in what shapes you want, icons for dropping in the text, as well as you can generate different shapes and borders. And then once that's on your canvas, the laser itself is either Wi-Fi or USB straight to your laptop. Once it picks it up, you can line it up. So there's a button that'll sort of shoot a preview laser onto the surface that you wanna line up. And once you're happy and it's all in focus, you just yep, click send on the laptop, confirm on the machine, which is just a big button on the side, close the hatch, and off it goes. You can etch out stuff in a matter of seconds. It is really quite simple.
I guess the beauty about it too is if you make a mistake or you don't like what it looks, you just sort of sand it back and paint over it again. Unless of course you've gone too far and etched right into the plastic itself.
Yeah. My first couple of tests, I accidentally dropped a couple of extra zeros on the power, and I burnt right through the tank. So now it's got some fancy battle damage, but again, that was sort of a happy accident where I didn't know if it was compatible with this kind of plastic.
Yeah.
And seeing it melt into the plastic itself, it's like, oh, well, why don't I just, if I'm not going to just etch into the paint, I can go straight onto the plastic. So you could, I guess, potentially, if you go on a low power with lots of passes, you could etch in, say, like your checker plate patterns onto surfaces. You could do bullet holes or really specific kinds of scratches.
I'm thinking of rivets.
Yeah,
or having to use a riveting tool.
Yeah.
Yep.
And lost panel lines.
Well, I mean, the other problems start to creep in for that, because you're shooting on a curved surface and you're trying to get an accurate straight line on a curved surface.
But hang on,
there's ways around that.
If so, when you put your part in and set it up, it's shining down onto your model.
Wow.
What the actual picture is anyway. So
does it?
Yeah. Like, for example...
Yeah, you got that preview.
Sorry, Matt, go ahead. So you got a preview, haven't you?
So this particular one, I've got an older model, so it'll project the outline. It won't do the whole image in full detail. But newer versions, they have a camera that's set right up. So you'll do your aligning from inside the software, and it projects onto the model where it's actually going to hit. My one doesn't do that; it just does the outline. But yeah, you can sort of get a better preview with newer types of lasers.
Thinking what Ian said with rivet lines, like, for example, I think that's not bad. It'd probably take a lot longer than just using Rosie the riveter rivet wheel, but still,
you can get a lot more accurate.
Yeah.
Well, if you're working on a larger scale, if you were doing not just rivets, but you could do, say, like countersunk screws, and you could get that flat head. You could burn in the flat head shapes.
As well,
rather than just
details.
like a pinprick.
Yeah, that's a thought. Gee, there seems no end to use.
Too true.
So what's your main background, Matt, in regards to modelling? So what's your history and story?
Yeah, so back in the day, I sort of dabbled with painting. I've always sort of been a bit of a tinkerer and a painter across all sorts of different things. But sort of my journey started with painting tabletop figures. I didn't do a whole lot of tabletop playing. I was just more interested in the painting side. And then sort of around 2019, I was sort of a bit lost in what direction I was going. I was between jobs, and I was just chewing up the hours playing video games all day, and was sort of not satisfied with that anymore. So I picked up a model kit from the War Memorial, Australian War Memorial in Adelaide, and sort of built that up and really enjoyed it, having just the satisfaction of having something to show after doing a whole lot of work. Really ticked a lot of boxes, and it just kicked on from there. So I don't really have a specific subject. I sort of approach modeling from a more technique point of view. I'll have sort of an idea on something that I want to, it's more of a process that I want to achieve, and then I'll go find a model that I want to do it. So So I'll sort of approach it from that angle. So I'll do planes, cars, tanks, everything. But generally, everything that I'll try to do, I'll either do a new technique that I haven't done, or I'll have an idea of something that I want to achieve, and then build it that way. So I guess an example would be, I don't know if you've seen at the at Scale ACT last year, I think it's an Evo, my white Mitsubishi Evo that was on the blurred background with the the wheels in motion.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Ah, was it yours? Was it?
Yeah. So that idea come past of I wanted to do like a rally tracking shot because I'm a bit of a fan of rally and I love those the photography behind it. So I wanted to learn how to paint blurred backdrops instead of just having a printout. So learning how to paint that and then trying to work out how to do wheels in motion, and then along with that was how to make figures as well, blurred figures in motion. So that's sort of my thought process behind doing it. And then it was like, all right, what car do I think is cool? Just like Evo, heck yeah. So picked up the Evo and then went from there. Yeah. So
that's really interesting the way you've done that, and it's come out, especially the figures in the background. It's even the wheel. How did you get the wheel to make it look like it's in motion like that?
There's a lot of headaches and long showers talking the ear off my wife.
Yeah, you said wife.
Yeah, she's copped it, but yeah. So it sort of started off with all right. Let's start off with clear acrylic and then just trying to paint it or use decals. So I've had mild success in the past where I did a tank tracks with blurred tracks using decals. So I tried to apply that to the car, but it didn't quite look right at that scale. So what I ended up doing is I used the original rims and use the original rims of the car. I cut out the spokes and then using clear acrylic, I basically strapped it to a Dremel. I etched in just some scratching fine lines
yes.
the rim to get that effect. Yep. But then the trick is it sort of looks a bit too propellery,
yep.
And you could see right through it. So to get the blur of the spokes, it just happened to be that because the wheels were white, if you bend the plastic over a say like a screwdriver or something, as the plastic starts to bend, it turns white, and it gives a really nice gradual coloring into the clear plastic. So basically fold it over 4 or 6 times, and then you get that nice blurred with the scratching as well.
Right.
And then putting that back into the hub, and then I had to make my own custom into the rim, and I had to make my own custom hubs to mount back onto the axles of the car, and then just touch up with some paint here and there, and that was more or less it.
Well, that's a really cool effect.
Very cool.
Thank you.
And of course, Julian being a car dude, he'd know.
Yeah, but it's a very different type of car, to be honest.
Well, it is.
I don't actually make too many race cars.
Yeah.
Especially not rally cars because, weathering.
I'm going to say, I'm looking at your other work too, the other machining Krieger stuff you've done. That one with a girl sitting in front, and I guess she's doing some repairs to the suit, and she's had some success or something.
Yeah, that one's called Access Granted. So that had an interesting process too, where originally it was going to be a tank girl inspired figure. So I was going to have this cyberpunk girl hanging out the top of it, and then it sort of turned into I got right into more cyberpunk based sort of media and all that, and then it started slowly shifting to like a. I think I was watching Ghost in the Shell at the time, and,
nice.
and the whole cyberpunk hacking sort of aesthetic came about it. And then it was going to be a larger piece where I had it was more of a diorama. But as it refined, it got smaller and smaller. That piece I did my own figure on that one, so that's my own sculpt, and then kit bashed from other sort of models and stuff. So that helmet is actually from Halo. So I pinched that, removed some things, put some plugs in the back, ran the cables, and then did a cat, added the cat, and then the coffee splash was another sort of technique that I haven't played with. I used clear resin, and what I did is I put a couple of drops of clear resin onto silicone, and what it does is it beads. Mm-hmm. It sort of separates, and you can manipulate it to get a sort of more refined splashing sort of shapes out of it rather than just blobby sort of shapes, and then add some ink to it, and then hit it with the UV light, and I was able to basically freeze it or cure it half splash, and then added that into it, and and then a whole heap of weathering.
Very effective.
Have you actually had this one on display in public? This model or this diorama?
I took it to Scalac last year, and I got a gold for it in the standard, so I was very happy with it.
I must have missed it. I can't remember seeing it.
Kicking
myself now.
I get there early, and what I do is I end up putting all my models in the center, and then by the time everyone rocks up, you can't see them. They're always
right
at the back. So, but that was my first gold. I'm very proud of that one.
Yeah, it is.
You've done a great job on it.
Very cool.
And just some of the other stuff I'm just looking on your Facebook page now, and random stuff like the power station that you built for your MK44 diorama. I mean, that in itself looks sensational, and all the computer readout that's on that. God.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. So that one was that was going to be a part of the larger diorama before I shrunk it down to what it was. But there's a little scratch built. Sort of, I wanted to make like a power generator. So the idea being that this is an old suit. It sort of needs to be, has external. It's needs an external power source. So I had lots more cables and computers hooked up to it. And all that, and then all the text on the screen was all homemade decals.
I managed to find you got that.
Yeah, so there's I think it's an Epson 4200 printer. You can pick them up from Officeworks for about $80.
Yeah.
And because they don't have the word photo in them, they've got a really high resolution printing. So you can essentially print like 172 scale text onto Amazon water transfer sheets and make your own decals for a printer that's under $100. It's bloody awesome.
How's that?
That's awesome, yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
You're aiming to do some more experimentation. Were you moving forward next with this new way of doing decals or laser decal? I'm going to call it laser decalings. Can we trademark that term?
It's just laser etching.
Laser etching.
That's the proper term,
Yeah.
But laser decaling sounds cooler.
Stop trying to be unique.
I've done some further testing. I wanted to try with oil, so I've done some more high contrast etching with just darker greys and whites. So it worked all right. So the idea was I go a layer of white and then a gloss finish grey over top. And then etching that, I was hoping what I could do then is run oil paints over it. The oil paints would get absorbed by the primer underneath, and because it's gloss on top, you can basically wipe it away and color it.
Yeah.
And then leave all your fine detailed etchings in color. It worked all right. Again, I've only tested it once, but so testing with more colors. I've got to go back and use some more paints and all that. But I've already done the figure that's going to go with the MAK. He's got like an old veteran flying jacket. So I made up his own unit logo and etched it into the emblem in the back.
Oh, nice.
Which came out pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to get some color onto it. And then, progressing from there will be just testing to see if I can get some smaller decals on like aircraft and all that, which would be the handy one, which would be really good.
That's where I'm sort of thinking, stuff like aircraft, if you're doing 32nd scale, 48th scale or 35th scale or whatever, if you can dial in like warning signs and all that you see on aircraft, I mean, it's going to be potentially a game changer.
Yeah, and depending on the material you use, so you could even do, say, etch your own instrument panels. If you've got a aircraft that you can't find your aftermarket parts for because maybe it's an old kit or whatever, if you can get some photos on the internet, they're just basic shapes.
Yeah.
Circles, bunch of rectangles, yada, 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 and find the right material. You could etch your own, I guess, photo etched styled add-ons for anything.
The sky's the limit for what you can do.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a pretty handy tool.
Mate, what's next on your board? What are you got on the bench now?
Ooh, so I've got I've got my MAK that I'm doing, and then I've got a 1/16 Panzer 38T that I started. last year. And so this is going to be a forced perspective diorama where the subject itself is about what's happening inside the tank. So I've done a forced perspective cutaway. So once you're lined up and looking at it, the cutaway to expose the interior is a perfect frame. So yeah, I've got a bunch of figures that I've made up for that. Basically, the crew's going to be all crawling around doing their thing inside it. So that one's on the back burner at the moment as I sort of practice my figure painting to do that. But there's sort of the two main ones. Every now and again, I'll do a palette cleanser of just a figure or two. I'm chipping away at doing the Australian Victoria Cross recipients. Sort of every couple of months, I'll on a particular subject and be like, yep, sweet. Get some figure sculpting practice in and crack one of those out over a week. And then back to doing either the MAK or chipping away at the 38T.
Very cool.
Well, seeing you're up in Canberra, no doubt you'll see you at Scale ACT this year.
Definitely. Yep. I'll be there for sure.
Excellent. And we'll be very excited to see your latest work that you've brought along to show off as well.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I look forward to showing it off.
That'd be terrific. Matthew, thanks very much for being on the show. Really appreciate it and love what you're doing in this experimentation, as I said.
Yeah. I mean, it's very sort of maker side, if you...
Well, it is, but it's, as I said, all this new stuff that we can have on our benchtops now that, 5 years ago was...
science fiction.
Yeah. Like I said, a CNC machine on your desktop now. It's crazy. Or a laser on your desktop 5 years. I don't think they were around 5 years ago, were they? Or not available at a decent price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything the size like this thing's only. Oh mate, you can fit it in a backpack. Well, the idea, but the one that I've got's a portable one, so you can actually if you've got an extension cable, you can pick it up and put it against a wall and etch into walls and stuff. It's tiny. It's like
Are they expensive to buy?
They range. You can get some cheaper ones on Amazon that are sort of slower and don't have a higher resolution, and they'll sort of start at about $300 or so bucks, I think.
Right.
And the one I've got's, I think it was just over $1,000.
Oh, yeah.
But it came with higher resolution, and it sort of just had better reviews. So yeah, and then they go all the way up to tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
of course.
The lasers are sort of a step behind the sort of 3D printing side of things, because that's obviously a bit more developed.
Yeah.
As far as like hobby machines.
Yeah, the 3D printers got the more of the maker community behind it, because it's like, I can like make anything, whereas your laser's a little more. What's the word? It's more.
Well, it's subtractive versus additive, right?
Yeah.
Wondering what the next new sort of breakthrough or thing will be with.
Who knows, Dave? Who knows?
I think that'll be a while, because there's only so many different ways you can cut the pizza.
Yeah, but as I was saying, you can get a CNC machine now, so you can almost.
Well, I mean,
you could almost now make your own molds.
Well, there's CNC and then there's CNC.
Yeah, I know.
So, like, the next step would be a little miniature 5-axis CNC in your home, where it can literally just carve anything out of any shape.
More material. Yeah.
Yeah, they've already got. They've already got.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're very expensive, but you can do some.
There you go.
Yeah, but those prices will drop. I mean, look how resin printers, the prices started super expensive, and how they've dropped so far. It's just the pace of things is just incredible.
Very much.
Yeah.
Mind you, I think it'd do my head in trying to work out how to use a CNC machine. All those X and Ys and what's the other axis? X, Y, and
Z.
X, Y, Z.
Yeah. I have a lot of trouble thinking in 3D, let alone living in a 3D world.
Well, it's not just that. You also have to program
That's the thing, yeah.
The progression of it,
Yeah. It'd be nice just to put a picture into it and say, make this.
It'll come. That'll come, Dave.
Well, you want your Star Trek holodeck,
Well,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, I want the diodes directly into my brain so I can just, thought process that's what I want to make it and automatically come out in the machine.
You want just a microphone that you can just speak into and say, "Computer, design me this."
Well, AI now, you just do that. You say, AI, do this, and it does it. So,
yeah, it's
probably
not working out too well.
Well, yeah. It'll get better. It'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, look, thanks very much, mate, for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. You coming on. Really excited about the work you're doing. And as I said, we'll post some pictures of your Astro Ranch decal, laser decal, on our Facebook page.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much for the invite.
That's all right.
Awesome.
I feel like I've made it.
Well, you know what? It's funny because in the modelling world, there's like seen as what you call the top tier of modelers. You've got your
Celebrity modelers.
yeah,
Plasmo, Uncle
yeah,
Mike,
yeah.
Chef,
You got all those guys, and on any given Sunday, there's an average modeler sitting somewhere in his basement or in his room, not a member of a club, who's churning out work or doing exciting, interesting stuff that is just as good as all of those celebrity modelers.
Yep.
And it's a real joy to sort of go gold mining and find something like this and be able to share it with everybody and sort of get the idea that you've done and the process you've done a bit more exposure.
Yeah, I mean it's still a game where creativity and skill come into it, and you can make some very amazing things that can go up against the celebrities because they're good at marketing themselves doesn't mean
That's
much
true.
really.
Well, now, Matt, that you're in the ranks of the modelling celebrities,
yeah.
how can people get in contact with you if they want to talk more about this new way of doing laser decals?
Yeah, a couple of ways. I got Matthew Williams is my Facebook, so I'm a member of ACT's as well as your guys' Facebook group as well. But I have just made a business page as such.
Yeah.
Called Master of None Models, which is also my Instagram as well.
Oh yeah, cool.
Master of None.
Master of None.
Yeah.
Is that the Facebook page as well, did you say?
Yeah, Master of None Models.
Oh,
cool.
I'll have to go and have a look at that now.
Check that
so
one
I
out
can-
too, do. Yes. And that one's on the list.
That one's just fresh. My Instagram I've had for years, but I've only just made the Facebook one the last couple of
Right.
days.
Master of None comes up as a TV show on Facebook.
Yeah, but it's Master of None modelers.
Oh, modelers.
Models.
Models.
Model. Hang on. My fat fingers are trying to type in as I speak. I've got to get there.
There you go.
There we go. Bingo.
There we go.
All right,
You
I'm
check
going
it
to
out.
click
Yep.
and follow that page now.
Yep.
Oh, thanks for that.
Oh, you did that technical ute with the rockets on the back of it. That was yours.
Oh yeah, that was another one of my wacky experiments. I wanted to explore a new way of doing fire, flames, and smoke. Personally, I always find cotton always looks like cotton. I wanted to experiment with using clear resin, either 3D printed or poured, to get some cool flame effects.
Yep.
And then the idea behind that is that it's made hollow, and you paint both the inside and the outside, and you get this really cool parallax effect where the inside sort of glitters in a different direction to the outside. So
All right.
the photos don't really give it justice. If you look at it in person and you sort of walk around, you get this really cool sort of flickering effect to it, and works really well with smoke because you can sort of add more layers to it. So you have like your hottest part of the flame on the inside of the model, and then your orangey sort of flames on the outside. Then you layer over a blue smoke, almost like a zenithal. You sort of hit it from one side.
Mm-hmm.
It just gives this effect. You almost can't really process what you're sort of looking at because it just gives a really cool effect. So that's another sort of thing I want to refine as well.
If you go to Matthew's Facebook page, Master of None Models, you've also put up a video of the laser in action as well.
Yeah. I managed to record one. I think that's that
the
might be
jacket.
the figure one that I
Yeah,
did.
the one with the jacket.
The back of the jacket.
Yeah.
That I did the other night.
Very cool.
Very, very cool.
Okay, superstar. Thanks very much for being on the show.
No worries. Thanks again, fellas.
And if you make any money, I wouldn't mind a percentage, so that's fine.
Good on you, Dave.
We'll see.
Good on you, Matt. Thanks very much for being on the show, and we'll catch up in Canberra, mate.
Sounds good.
See ya.
Thank you. See you.
Well, that was an interesting discussion, and I still think that there is,
A lot of potential with that laser etching.
yeah.
I'm seeing lots of ideas popping into my
Well, during the break and after we spoke with Matt, we went and had a coffee, and you were mentioning it. It'd be great for making access panels.
yeah.
Because when you scribe, there's always that.
using that template, and
Yeah.
it's a bugger of a process.
But if you're using a laser, you can etch it in and also put the rivets in there as well, and
Yeah.
you can etch in the handle. You can,
Yep,
yeah,
that's what I'm looking at.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Very interesting. I'm very excited to see where this goes.
It's interesting, like the difference in like how people like sort of view this sort of like you know, it's the classic thing where you've got a problem and you show it to an electrician, he's going to say it's an electrical problem. You show it to a plumber, he's going to say it's a plumbing problem. And
actually, it's going to be the other way around, so they don't have to deal with it.
right, you know, because I look at it and I just think, oh yeah, it's all the applications for painting, and then you look at it and you're like, yeah, all the applications for
Yeah.
scribing.
Yeah.
Like I was just looking at it thinking, I'm somewhere in my stash, I've got the old Monogram Marauder
Yeah.
that I sanded every single detail off. And I'm thinking, how quick would that be if you had like the riveting and panel line?
Yeah.
Just put it on the bed, bzz, 10 seconds, 10, 15
Yeah, but
seconds later, it's all done.
So what scale is your Marauder?
48.
So it wouldn't do all of one wing in one hit. You'd have to zip and then move it across
I
and
don't
zip
know.
again.
Depends how big the bed is. I
No, the
suppose.
bed's not that big.
Yeah.
You have to continually
Oh,
move
you,
it apart.
just do it in sections then.
Yeah. But as
Especially like the panel lines and riveting, you can do with the Rosie, the riveter, but if it's done laser, you could do like access screws and
yes,
little latches that
Yes.
normally you'd struggle doing.
yeah. There's huge potential
Well, I
there.
mean, have you ever seen laser etched wood
Yeah.
and how it tends to be on the vertical plane? It's not so smooth.
Yep.
It tends to sort of step
Yeah.
a bit because it has to be like every pass of the laser.
That's right. Yep.
Right. So I would be wary of like how much you can get out of that. If it's just a line or a hole or something like that, I can understand. But crafting shapes on the 3-dimensional plane isn't really its forte.
What you mean, like doing a square or a circle?
Yeah. Like you can do like sort of like, you know, scribing detail or detail, you know, panel line detail. But if you're doing like, say, a more 3-dimensional shape, like let's say that you want to do.
I don't mean using it like for carving a shape at all.
Yeah,
No. If you're going to do that, you may as well just use a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Or go old school and make it out of styrene and a bit of elbow grease. But like my idea on it is like panel lines and hatches and rivet details. You can get a lot nicer rivet details.
Also,
If you can dial that, if you find one good enough that can dial up, you can actually, rather than just have like a dot, you can actually have tiny little circles.
Yeah. Also, you have to make sure that it plays well with whatever you're
That's
doing,
right,
because
yeah.
that's one thing you mentioned is the safety aspect. Because you know the larger
Burning
lasers,
plastic, you're going to be getting fumes.
Well, if you're our good friend Greg from the YouTube channel Scale Model Geek, his latest episode is on the 30-watt Galvo laser,
Right.
and seeing what he's produced with that, given he's used metal on it, but it's just astounding what lasers can produce now. So applying that to our hobby, as you know,
the safety aspect cannot be understated because
but a lot of these things they can't
it's
use.
not
it without-
vapor. It's basically zapping the material and then turning it into like bloody.
It's atomizing it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like a lot of most of the larger lasers, like you've seen, we've been to Greg's place and
Yeah.
at his factory where he's
Yeah.
got the bloody tube that runs out of the building.
Yeah. You can have really good
Because
venting.
it has to be like
Yeah.
fully enclosed, and it has to take away whatever it's zapping because that stuff is toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you imagine doing it with PVC pipe. I mean, you poison yourself straight away.
Like, I
PVC
just-
plastic. Yeah.
Like you're looking at like the workbench of the future. You're going to
Yeah.
have what you.
It's going to be a vacuum cupboard.
Well, basically, the workbench of the future is you're going to have a little area for building, you're going to have an area for painting, and then you're going to have a massive area like for your 3D printer, your laser cutter,
Your CNC machine.
your CNC machine.
Potentially paints as well, as I keep saying. I mean,
Well, I have read somewhere there is a company that's actually done for the nail polish, or
Yeah.
for the nail industry, that they've made a spray gun system or an airbrush system that runs off your 3 primary colours. So all you got to do is just put in what colour you want, and it pre-mixes it at certain and then shoots it into your gun pre-mixed.
well, I had to go. Long story short, I got to repaint my front door, and Michelle wanted a particular colour, so I went and bought some paint. And again, I'm just staggered. You go in there, and when you buy paint off the shelf, it's just a base white.
Yeah.
And all I do is add tints to it.
Yep.
And then just shake it up and bang, off you go.
Yeah.
There's nothing in this world stopping that actually happening on your model bench,
No.
which I don't know that I'd be happy about because it would affect our really great sponsor, Scott.
Yeah. True.
But there's a potential for that sort of coming down the pipe. If you're saying it's already hit the acrylic nail industry,
Yeah.
then it's not too far behind for the rest of the modelling, for our model industry as well.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I
We'll
mean, just because it happens in other adjacent industries doesn't mean it'll happen to ours.
Yep.
I don't know. I want to be pessimistic about it.
Or optimistic.
Yeah, well, you know what will
I
happen?
want to be pessimistic,
Yeah.
but
Well, if the thing, so what I would be worried about is it going the same way as printers. So in how it is with printers, where the
you can do 3D colour printing now. How's that?
yeah, but you know what how things are with printers now, where
Yeah.
I mean, like
once you run out of ink, you throw your printer out and buy a new one.
well, not I mean, like so the classic thing is like, oh, you've run out of one of the colors gets used up first, and
Yeah.
then the printer starts telling you need a whole new cartridge, even though you've still got
Yeah.
2 colors and the black still left to go.
Yeah.
And so you can't print just in black, even though that's what you've asked it to do. And now it's even further than that, where they'll brick your printer unless you pay a subscription.
Or you can only buy certain ink cartridges, otherwise it won't work.
Well, I mean, it's to the point where even if you've got a full cartridge, it won't work because they want you to pay a subscription.
But going back, you've got coloured 3D printers now, so you can, that's how they do those instrument panels and stuff like that, like decal type things that you buy. Who was making them?
Oh, I know Edward doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3-dimensional decal type stuff.
Yes,
yeah,
yes. But it doesn't just do that stuff. It also does, like, you can put a 3D model of yourself in there, and it'll come out with all the colours already done on it. It's
Yeah. I've seen earlier versions of that. Yeah, for sure.
so just technology is moving at such a rapid pace.
It is, yes.
For some things.
For something.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we've yacked enough. Let's bring this home.
All right.
Ian,
Adios, everyone. Enjoy your modelling.
Julian.
Enjoy your weekend.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Been great having you along, and we'll be back in a fortnight. Adios. Well, thanks for being with us. And just to remind everybody, go and check out Insanity After Dark. That's Insanity Podcast. It was the ultimate sci-fi movie showdown, which came off the heels of the After Dark war movie debate that we did with Andrew Whitey and Rob Riv from the Insanity and also Model Geeks podcast. Go check out. There's a lot of laughs, a lot of insults, and a lot of chaos ensued. So go check that one out. It is surprising what some of these guys came up with for their top 10 sci-fi movies. We're going to be doing another On the Bench After Dark coming up soon. And I think we'll probably be doing horror shows, so that should be an interesting discussion. Got a lot of feedback saying that you guys are really enjoying the format for the After Dark series of both the Insanity podcast and On the Bench podcast. So while you guys continue to enjoy it, we'll continue to bring it. So go and check that out. In the meantime, thanks very much, guys, for listening. And as I said, we'll be back in a fortnight.